as ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
This is CoreTV News on the hour with Nifemi Oguntoye. Another explosion rocked the ever-busy Bauchi market on Monday, few hours after terrorists hit the Gombe motor park. At least 21 people were killed in the Gombe blast that took place early in the morning. Reports say that the Bauchi explosion occurred between 5:24 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Monday. Were closing for the day. Although the casualty figure is still unknown, unconfirmed reports say that more than 10 people died in the incident. Several people were injured in the blast, which have been reportedly rushed to the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Teaching Hospital for treatment. Meanwhile, suspected Boko Haram members have carried out a bomb attack on the bus terminal in Gombe town less than 1 week after the Nigerian authorities warned of likely attacks on soft targets. The bomb went off on Monday morning at the Duku Motor Park, killing scores of people at the crowded terminal. Security forces confirmed an explosion at the park, but are yet to give a casualty figure. It's the second bomb attack on the bus terminal in Gombe town in about a month. The Senate President, David Mark, has challenged security operatives now to uncover the sponsors of the lingering insurgency in Nigeria. He also charged community leaders and citizens alike to cooperate with the security agencies in order to expose financiers of criminal acts. Chief Press Secretary to the Senate President, Paul Mume, quotes his principal as stating after decorating his aide de camp that the believes that unmasking the sponsors of Boko Haram within and outside Nigeria is one sure way of ending their protracted activities. A former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Zubike Hiejerika, has filed a $100 billion libel suit against Australian hostage negotiator Stephen Davis for accusing him of sponsoring Boko Haram. Hiejerika filed the suit before an Abuja High Court through a team of lawyers led by 3 senior advocates of Nigeria. He also seeks an order compelling the defendant to publish a dull and unqualified retraction and apology conspicuously in the front page of a newspaper to assuage the plaintiff for the said false, malicious, and libelous publication. This, according to Hiejerika, is because he retired after serving the army without blemish, but has had his image tarnished by the Australian who linked him with insurgents. The plaintiff has since obtained an order of court to serve the process on the defendant abroad, and his lawyers have consequently applied to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to enable them serve Davis, who lives in Perth, Australia. The police authorities now say operational strategies are in place to enhance security provision during this year's Christmas holidays and beyond. Police spokesman Emmanuel Ojukwu said in a statement that Inspector General Sulaiman Abba has since directed all Zonal Assistant Inspectors General of Police and Commissioners in charge of state commands to ensure police visibility and patrols in their domains. The police is also deploying their striking units, including Police Mobile Force, Special Protection Unit, Counter-Terrorism Unit, and Anti-Bomb Squad as part of the security measures. The police air wing will carry out the air surveillance patrols, while the marine police will ensure a sustained patrol of all waterways. Operators of public places are further advised to be vigilant and ensure they properly screen all visitors and users of the facilities during the Yuletide celebration. Members of the public are also urged to report any suspicious movement in their areas to the police. The Bring Back Our Girls group on Monday visited the Pakistani embassy in Abuja to condole with the Asian country over the murder of 145 school children and teachers by the Taliban in Peshawar, Pakistan. The group said in a statement issued after the visit that it was concerned over the killing and urged the international community to work together in setting up processes that protect children in and out of school in conflict-prone areas. It also challenged the global community to join hands and confront terrorists everywhere they exist. The protest movement compared the Peshawar killings to the murder of 59 school children in federal government college Buniyadi in 2013. 23 students of Government Comprehensive Senior Secondary School, Potiskum, Yobe State, in November 2014, as well as the abduction in April 2014 of 276 Chibok girls, with 219 of them still missing. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has honored several of its past and present operatives who contributed to the success it has recorded since inception in 2013. Aside from rewarding pioneer staff, the EFCC leadership also singled out a number of operatives for acts ranging from solving difficult cases to securing convictions. Basi Aye has more from the Commission's maiden rewards and recognition ceremony in Abuja.
They have come from across the country after serving the nation at different levels within the anti-graft agency. Some were rewarded for long service, while others received Integrity Award, amongst other categories. Over 150 EFCC staff were honored for excellence, hard work, and commitment to service. And while the good ones are receiving honors, the Commission is not shying away from sanctioning the bad eggs in its ranks.
Having gone through all necessary legal and administrative procedures, a few officers have been dismissed from service, some are being prosecuted for unethical and unprofessional conduct, while others are facing various milder forms of disciplinary measures.
Delivering an address titled Rewarding Excellence and Integrity in Service, the keynote speaker stressed the need to celebrate the achievements of the Commission. He, however, suggested that divine intervention may be needed in the war against corruption.
Nigeria shall raise her hands to God. The Lord shall deliver us out of our trials. That delivery shall not be by chance. He is doing so already, employing secondary agencies such as the EFCC.
Pioneer chairman of the Commission, on his part, is convinced that the EFCC leadership is on track in spite of the challenges.
The way we started, we have no option to continue that way. We tried from the very beginning, like I said, dream, believe, passion, the passion to do it, the commitment, the zeal, the enthusiasm, the belief that if you don't do it, nobody else will do it. This is what EFCC is all about.
In celebrating excellence amongst its staff, the EFCC is taking a cue from the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, which it actually understudied before coming up with its first ever recognition ceremony for deserving operatives. Basiaye, CoreTV News, Abuja.
The federal government has assured civil servants in some ministries, departments and agencies that their 3-month salary arrears would be paid before Christmas. Finance Minister Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala gave the assurance in a statement issued by a special advisor on communication, Paul Nwambuku, in Abuja. He said the salaries had since last Friday been processed and would be released as soon as possible. At least 14 MDAs are affected by what the Finance Ministry claims is a technical glitch which affected the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System. It says the system shut down the process in the MDAs as a result of an alleged misuse of salary budgets to pay promotion arrears and other allowances. The ministry added that steps have been taken to rectify the problem with a view to paying the salary arrears of staff of the affected government agencies. We'll take a short break now and I'll be back with more stories. Don't go away.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife and Moten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
Welcome back. You can get all of our top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. On Twitter and news at CoreTV News NG, and you can also watch us live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV. With a space and news. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) is convinced that the 2015 elections will be more credible than the 2011 elections. INEC Chairman Professor Tahiru Jega gave this assurance at the 7th General Assembly of the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria in Abuja. He also appealed to the traditional rulers to partner with INEC in its bid to make a success of the forthcoming polls. And now, the federal government has appealed to traditional rulers across the country to enlighten the subjects on peaceful conduct during and after the elections. This was the thrust of President Goodluck Jonathan's message at the 7th General Assembly of the National Council of Traditional Rulers of the country, with the theme Sustaining the Natural Mandate of the Traditional Institutions in Contemporary Nigeria. Speaking through the Vice President, Namadi Sambo, the President acknowledged the unifying force and the tremendous contributions of the traditional institution in maintaining peace and stability in the country. The President used the opportunity to also call on the royal fathers to join hands with governments at all levels to stem the tide of security challenges in the country. Earlier, the Sultan of Sokoto, Sa'ad Abubakar III, reaffirmed the commitment of traditional rulers to the peace, unity and stability of the nation, but also urged government to positively look into their recommendations. The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, General Muhammadu Buhari, has expressed its commitment to, his first tweet from his official Twitter handle since winning the mandate of his party. In his first tweet, the candidate thanked his supporters and volunteers and all who supported his campaign and spread his messages through different handles. A statement issued by Buhari's media team showed the social media handles on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube as at This is Buhari. Within 6 hours, the APC presidential candidate had over 12,000 followers, and as at 8 p.m., it has reached 14,500 followers. Meanwhile, reactions have started greeting the funding raised for President Goodluck Jonathan ahead of the 2015 presidential election. There's so much talked about 21.27 billion naira raised by some wealthy Nigerians and corporate organizations has elicited reactions around the country. Omotayo Alo sought opinions on the issue in Lagos and filed in this report.
These public affairs analysts and politicians say they have no problem with the sum raised and stress that individuals who donated to the cause have the right to what they used their money for. The same way the party could decide on how it wishes to utilize the fund for the cause it was raised for.
We cannot begin to blame people for supporting a party of their personal choice. They could have, there will still be those who believe in APC and they will support it. There will be those who believe in the Labour Party, they'll put their money where their mouth is. I think it's perfectly normal.
It is done all over the world. It's not unique to Nigeria. In America and in England, you raise funds for election purposes because you are not allowed to put your money and your hand into the government purse to run for any election.
For some, the donations appear more like an investment by the donors. They argue that it would be wrong if public funds were secretly included to finance the cause.
Until we are prepared to take our own future in our own hands, it will always happen. So until we get up and decide that we want to change, and if you say you want to change and the two sides are the same, then it is a delusion to think that you can actually effect a change in just changing the face of whoever is the president.
That this money they are donating or they are contributing for campaign and so on will have a rippling effect when eventually that government comes to power. Because they are going to, it's an investment. It's like you have invested in a business. So time has come for you to get the profit. I think that is the argument we should be advancing. It's not that if you want to spend 20 billion on campaign, you should not spend.
Concerns have, however, continued to grow over the donations ahead of 2015 general elections. Omotayiwalo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Following last week's Southwest PDP gathering for President Goodluck Jonathan in Lagos, leaders of the People's Democratic Party at the local government levels in the state have launched a grassroots campaign to re-elect Jonathan in 2015. Oluwaseyi Adegoke was at the Sheraton Hotel in Lagos and brought back the report.
Like last week's meeting of the Southwest PDP, the main agenda of the event was to highlight the importance, value, and achievements of President Jonathan and the need to support his re-election bid. The Lagos PDP chairman, Tunji Shele, says the opportunity offers another chance to continue the Jonathan transformation of Nigeria.
By the time you go into the archives and check his achievements in the various areas my brother has enumerated, you will know that given another chance, Nigeria will be transformed.
The PDP Southwest chairman, Makanjuola Ogundipe, smattering from what he described as a big success of last week's gathering of the party's chieftains in the region, at the same venue says it is necessary for the people of the Southwest to support the re-election bid of Jonathan.
That Southwest remain the key to success for any presidential candidate. If that is the reason, and that's the true fact of the case, here in the Southwest, somebody who is trying to do that Lagos State is a colony, that you are autonomous, and that there's no way anybody can wish you away. But above that, the Southwest is key to the coming election.
In the same vein, chairman of the PDP leaders at the local government levels, Muftau Babalola, urged Lagosians to queue behind Jonathan come 2015.
We are determined not only to return Mr. President and his wife Ashite Namadisambu, but also to take Lagos State for PDP come 2015.
We want President Jonathan to stay in place and continue the good work of the past 4 years. And we welcome the challenge of making our case to the people of Nigeria and, of course, Lagos State in particular.
The event did not end without the party urging Nigerians to vote for the PDP at all levels during the forthcoming elections. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Adamawa State, Nuhu Rabadu, is finding the campaign trail quite tedious, but sees it as a task worth doing. It told CoreTV News on the sidelines of an EFCC award ceremony in Abuja that he is determined to weather the storm in order to provide quality leadership. The former AFCC chairman, however, declined to speak on the uproar in the PDP ranks in Adamawa State over his emergence as flag bearer.
At all. Not easy at all. But I believe in myself. I also believe that anything given to me, I will do it to the best of my ability. And wherever I find myself, I will do my best. Today I found myself in politics, and I'm doing my best. I still remain the person I've always been in life. And I am doing my best, contributing what I can to ensure that we have success in my political aspirations and the party I belong to. I have no problem or issue in that regard. I'm working, and I believe that success will come our way.
As the youth season draws nearer, the Ekiti state government has taken the opportunity to popularize the stomach infrastructure policy. As the government house in Ado-Ekiti, the state capital, plays host to various categories of people. The Ekiti state governor Ayodele Fayose led top government officials in the distribution of rice and chickens for the festive period. Fayose describes the development as his own version of a welfare package. Rashid was there and brought back the report.
It was an all-comers affair as the mammoth crowd that greeted the Ekiti State Government House cuts across all facets of the society, including the physically challenged. They all have a common goal: to benefit from the governor's largesse under his stomach infrastructure policy. For Fayose, it was a serious business as he personally supervised the distribution of the items. The beneficiaries did not fail to commend the gesture.
Oh, it's laudable. It's fantastic. We've not seen this type before. And we are very grateful to the government for even giving us the chance. I mean, this year is going to be a very Merry Christmas. I think it's actualizing the stomach structure policy of its government.
To the disabled and indigent, it is the best that could happen to them, especially at this festive period.
Everybody that is having the problem in the town, stomach infrastructure, there is problem in the town, everybody is suffering about food, so that is why we came here to collect rice.
It's joy, because I know that some didn't have what they can use to eat for this Christmas, and as if they are receiving their own now, they will start to be praying.
Fayoshi says the program is to keep faith with the Ekiti masses as promised during his campaign for the office of governorship.
If you want to sustain your faith, your hope, you need to be fed. You need to be looked after. You need happiness within your system. And in my policy, in line with democracy and the benefits of democracy, I must stand in support of the average man that cannot afford these essential commodities at Christmas. International community world over, that's what they call social welfare. This is social welfare, which I termed as stomach infrastructure.
As celebrated as the stomach infrastructure may seem, some, however, ask for gainful employment, as Fayoshi promises his government will create an enabling environment.
We youth in the town, we are suffering because there is no work. That is, if you provide work for us, at least even if you are collecting 15,000 naira in the month, it's still okay for us. So the suffering will be released.
It's not something anybody will come out that I can solve problem of unemployment overnight. But there will be the environment that must be created by government to make sure that people get employed, people get self-employed, and where necessary, the intervention of government to make them happy.
Going by the development, a large number of Ekiti people have bought into the stomach infrastructure policy. How long will this remain is, however, matter of conjecture. Rashid for TV News, Ado Ekiti.
We'll take a break now and we'll be back with updates from outside Nigeria.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. Hong Kong property tycoon Thomas Kwok and its former deputy leader were jailed for corruption Tuesday after a blockbuster trial that shocked the city and deepened anger at costly ties between officialdom and big business. Hugh, 66, was jailed for 7.5 years after being convicted on 5 graft charges, including misconduct in the public office, making him the highest-ranking official in Hong Kong's history to be found guilty of taking bribes. Kwok, 63, who was joint chairman of the Southern Chinese city's biggest property company, Shanghai, was sentenced to 5 years after he was found guilty of conspiracy to commit misconduct in a public office over a series of payments totaling 8.5 million Hong Kong dollar. That's about 1.5 million US dollars to former Chief Secretary Hugh. The sentences come as resentment grows among the public over the cozy relationship between the government and the city's business elite. Hong Kong's widening wealth gap and social inequality partly underpinned mass pro-democracy protests that brought parts of the city to a standstill for months until rally sites were cleared last week. The 7-month grand trial centered around a total of 34 million Hong Kong dollar in handouts, which the prosecution said were made to Hugh by Thomas Kwok and his billionaire brother Raymond to be the eyes and ears in government. And that wraps up this hour on CoreTV News. Join us again at the top of the hour for more stories. I am Nick Femi.